Today I'm going to show you how to prepare a stress-free Thanksgiving feast using the magic of convection. Now there are many benefits to roasting your turkey and preparing your oven side dishes in convection. Now first is when you roast a turkey in convection, it remains very moist and very juicy. You don't have to turn it and you don't have to baste it. It's very, very simple. The benefits also are that when you take the turkey out of the oven, you have to allow almost 50 minutes, almost 1 hour for resting, carving and gravy making. What can you do during that time? Load the oven up with your side dishes like stuffing, maybe scalloped potatoes or butternut squash gratin, and some roasted vegetables. Successful cooking is all about planning, and convection really helps you when it comes to a feast like this. So let's review the steps for preparing the turkey. We always try to give our turkeys a dry rub with kosher salt and your preferred seasonings a couple of days in advance. It really helps with the flavor. We don't stuff our turkeys when we cook them in convection because of the faster cooking time. We don't want to risk the stuffing that's come close to the raw poultry not getting cooked. So we prepare the stuffing on the side. But you can put other aromatics in the cavity like onions or celery, sage, something to give it a little extra flavor if you would like. Now we always roast turkeys and most large roasts on a rack in a shallow pan when we cook in convection. Why? Because the heat circulates around the oven. If the pan is too high, that blocks the heat from coming into the food. So, however you can, get it on a rack in a shallow pan. Let it sit out of the refrigerator for at least a couple of hours before you try to cook it. Otherwise, if it's too cold, it doesn't cook evenly. You'll notice that the turkey's legs are only tied loosely. This is because if I tie them too close to the body, it keeps that area very, very cold. And when you cut into it, you might see too much red bone, or maybe it's not quite cooked. I've learned a lot from experience, and that's a really good tip. So, one more tip. A lot of juice will stay in the turkey because you've got it on the rack. If you want extra drippings, you can add some carrots, leeks, and celery to the base of the pan, and a little water, and gives you even more drippings. Now, in terms of timing, there is a chart in the recipe to give you the exact timing for different size. This turkey is 13 pounds, and I'm estimating it will cook in 1.5 hours. I'm only going to cook the turkey to 165 degrees internal temperature, and I'm using my oven meat probe to monitor it. If you don't have a meat probe in your oven, then use the estimated timing in the recipe, but check the internal temperature with an instant read thermometer. While the turkey's resting, the internal temperature will rise to at least 185 degrees, if not more, be at the perfect carving temperature. Now, to make the feast really stress-free, do as much advanced prep as you can. Make your stock the day before. You're going to take all the neck and the giblets out of the turkey, so make a lovely simple stock, and then you'll have that ready for gravy and to add to your stuffing. Stuffing can actually be made the day before and refrigerated, and your vegetables can be prepped and ready to go in the oven. Of course, there's all the other things you have to make, like cranberry sauce and pies, but if this part's easy, that takes the stress off your shoulders. I hope this little video helps you have a very stress-free Thanksgiving.